That's right. Brock Purdy is in concussion protocol. His status for Sunday's game, very, very iffy. And that means we may see Mr. Fight On himself, Sam Darnold, started quarterback on Sunday for the 49ers. Our YouTube poll question of the day. Do you believe the Niners can still win with Sam Darnold under center? It's a simple question. Yes or no? Well,
let me add nuance to my answer. Can they still win? Sure. I think Brock, in my estimation, based off what I've seen Brock do, he's earned the benefit of the doubt. They have a better opportunity to win week in, week out, whether it's Cincinnati like it is this weekend or any team, with Brock Purdy. Now, I am allowing for Sam Darnold to play himself into favor and change the equation. I'm going off of what he did with a bunch of crummy teams, a bunch of crummy playmakers. I think that highly of Shanahan that I think he can make it work with Sam Darnold. I don't know if it's going to be better than Brock. But right now, I think Brock gives them their best chance to win. But if Brock's not available, I do think they can win one game with Sam Darnold.
Well, a lot of people, the Twitter doctors and everything, have diagnosed the quarterback sneak that he ran as the play that he suffered a concussion on. I'm not going to speculate like that. Shanahan said maybe not. But I know he was balling. Now, is the concussion the reason why he threw a couple picks? I don't know. I don't know if he was concussed. And only Brock Purdy can answer that. Hell, he didn't come up with the symptoms until he got on the flight. And Shanahan said they woke up, and all of a sudden he had symptoms. So, Sam Darnold, we're going to get into that, but let's get to Zach in Granite Bay. He's been on hold for a while. Zach in Granite Bay, what's happening, man? You're on the roast.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I just want to touch on a couple things. I enjoy watching the Niners, but truth be told, I'm actually a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, so I'm glad you guys touched on Sam Darnold. I mean, I've watched Sam Darnold for 2 years in Carolina, and can the Niners win the game with Sam Darnold? Absolutely, but Sam Darnold was 0-3 against the Bucs in that time, and he does not take care of the football. And, 2 weeks ago after the Dallas game, you guys were talking about how Brock Purdy's MVP candidate, and, NFL is the most week-to-week league in sports, and so I think that everyone's just kind of hitting the panic button right now because they're seeing some things that they don't like and things they haven't seen out of the Niners this year. But long-term, I think that Brock Purdy's definitely the answer for you guys. I don't think it's Sam Darnold. I do think you guys can win a game with them, but I think the bigger storyline is the defense.
I got to cut you off your phone, and I don't mean to be mean. Your phone is clicking in and out, in and out.
It felt like the FBI had his phone tapped. Zach and Granite Bay, what are you doing up there? They are taping. That's what I think. I hang up the phone when I start hearing that stuff. Boop, boop. Then I call back and say, something's happening.
Well, now there's no payphones, but you used to be able to go to the payphone.
Yeah. Well, Sam Darnold taking care of the football. I'm glad he brought that up, Zach and Granite Bay.
It's hard to unsee.
He's fumbled 35 times in his career. Opponents has recovered 11 of them. That's 35 times the ball has been on the turf. That's way too many. You got to have ball security, especially against this Bengals team that has Hubbard and Hendrickson coming off the edge. DJ Reader in the middle. This is a very good defense, very aggressive defense. They will blitz. They will play physical. Darnold has his work cut out for him, but should we be allowed to be open-minded about his prospects of winning a game on Sunday? Because if he does win a game on Sunday, what does it look like? Defense right now is getting chewed up in the run game. Cincinnati can't run the ball. But what they can do is throw the ball all over the yard. And they'll find Jamar Chase, and they'll target him 15 times. They'll target T. Higgins 15 times. They'll target whoever in the pass game multiple times at the secondary. So Sam Darnold, can he do it? It's the best talent he's ever played with. Hands down. Most talent he's ever played with. But should we be allowed to be open-minded about Sam Darnold?
It's hard. This is a guy that I did not think highly of. The Niners, though, have admitted essentially that they were willing to trade a first-round pick for Sam Darnold before he ended up getting dealt.
Yep.
Now, at that time, the Jets were unwilling because they didn't know what their quarterback situation was, and they weren't sold on Zach Wilson at that particular time. But the Niners had basically admitted that they were dangling a first-round pick for the guy. So clearly Shanahan likes him. And then I go to the locker room. Bonte, do you think that the players have the ear of the organization, the coach, the GM, when it comes to the quarterback? Because I do.
Yeah, I mean, Sam Darnold sitting next to George Kittle and Christian McCaffrey courtside at a Warriors game. He just got here.
Well, I was
like, wow, third-string quarterback sitting with the stars? Yeah, he's not third string. He's on this team. And it played out like that.
Well, because the reason I ask is I think in part they had a difficult time moving off Jimmy. And again, there were many reasons, but one of them, clearly players loved him. And Kyle knew that. And I think Kyle was trying to, find a replacement. And I think he found it very difficult to find someone who could be beloved by the players. Now, it feels like Brock Purdy has won over his teammates.
Yes,
so I don't want to diminish Brock Purdy.
No, he's the captain of the football team.
But I think where this is different from the Trey versus Jimmy, baton handing is that I actually think Sam Darnold has a lot of support by a lot of these guys to the things that you referenced. George Kittle, CMC and him are very tight.
Yeah.
I mean, if you follow either one of them on Instagram, they're together a lot.
A lot.
And
boys.
Right now, CMC might be the best player on the team.
Yeah. They're together a lot.
And I think he carries a lot of sway.
A lot of interceptions Sam Darnold has thrown over the course of his career. A lot. Which is weird to me because Shanahan values ball security so much.
Agreed.
And they went out there on the second day of free agency and signed a guy who's been turnover prone throughout the course of his career.
Seeing ghosts.
Yeah, seeing ghosts.
Is that the lowest moment for him?
I mean, absolutely. I watched this guy lead the USC Trojans on a 99-yard drive after throwing a pick. I mean, this guy is so erratic on the football field, but should we be allowed or should we be open-minded about the prospects of Sam Darnold thriving? Now, another interesting thought that popped up in my head yesterday, and I don't think it's much of a conversation.
What's that?
But going into Sunday's game against the Cincinnati Bengals.
And a true
gotta have it game.
And I was going to say franchise quarterbacks, the undoubted, one of the handful of undoubted franchise quarterbacks, Joe Burrow.
Yeah, Joe Burrow. You're playing the Bengals to snap a 2-game losing streak. It's a monster game. Because if you don't win and Seattle wins, well, guess what? You have company atop the NFC West. And now we're not talking about home field advantage. We're just talking about getting a home playoff game and win a division. That's where we're headed if we lose this game on Sunday.
3 in a row?
So, 3 in a row.
They need a win in the worst way.
So I wonder, Niner fans, we don't have to do much with it. I'm just going to ask the question anyway. Who'd you have more confidence in winning a game on Sunday? Sam Darnold or Trey Lance?
Why? Trey Lance is not here.
He was here, but he was battling for the backup job. And if he was here, and he got beat out by Sam Darnold, and a lot of people thought, really? Trey got beat out by Sam Darnold? He was better than Darnold in the preseason. A lot of Niner fans believe that. Well, I don't.
I understand the exercise.
But leading into this, we're now with Darnold.
But Bonte,
and this could have been Trey.
It could have been, but I would say that ship has sailed and that the organization made the decision, Kyle, whoever you want to put it on, they're going to roll with Darnold.
Okay,
I'll let it go. I guess
I'll let it go. But if Darnold struggles on Sunday, you don't think people's going to be calling this show saying
that's where I was.
That could have been Trey Lance?
That's where I'm going. Well, no, this is going to have ramifications, either positive, negative, or neutral, right? Like, let's say he wins, but it's real ugly. The team wins. Well, then we're right back to Purdy, and nobody's going to skip a beat. If he struggles, yeah, I think it's up for criticism to say, hey, dude, you moved off the guy you moved up for this dude. Like, that is on the table, but we've got to allow it to play out. But to compare him, like, who do you have more faith in? They've made the decision. Now it's you have to live with the results. And here's what I would say to you. I watched Trey, and most people won't have this opinion, but I did watch Trey win. You have to have a game against the Texans, who stunk.
Well,
late in the season in 2021 as a rookie. I have yet to see Sam Darnold win.
They got to have a game.
Yeah. But his body of work in the NFL, he's been through more stuff. I think they're about as close to each other as, and again, I say this being a more optimistic Trey observer than most.
So the Houston Texans game,
I think they're very similar.
They got to have a game in which Trey Lance won. The only game he got to play with George Kittle, by the way. The Texans at the end of the season that year, yeah, they stunk. But you got a lot of guys on that team playing for jobs. And Shanahan said something yesterday at his presser that really struck me. He said, most of these NFL games come down to the last possession, no matter what. That's the difference of getting a 1 seed and a 7 seed is one of these one-score games. Mm-hmm. And so I don't want to hear that the Texans were trash. because I saw the same fan base put a lot of stock into the third preseason game against the Texans and say, oh, Trey couldn't even move the ball against the Texans in the preseason game.
But
we just wouldn't have got to have a game in the regular season. So in the got to have a game, I saw a rookie quarterback step up and play okay in that second half.
Do you think Kyle Shanahan's good at his job?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, he's the one who decided to go with Sam Darnold.
He did.
When he made him the number 2, he understood the ramifications. And so here's what I would say.
But you know what, though? Shanahan hasn't made the greatest decisions at the quarterback spot.
Oh, that is, we can debate all of this. I agree with you.
And here's the thing.
I agree with you.
Don't want to get angry when there's no reason to get angry today. We got to figure out how to get a win. But Shanahan, there's a very good possibility we go into year 8 of the Shanahan era with a different quarterback.
Well, it does feel
the Kirk Cousins rumors are back. They're alive again.
It's Back to the Future. It's like the Kirk Cousins Shanahan hugging photo as they're both in Niner gear. It was evaporated, and then last week it got way more clear after what we saw, and then this concussion thing. I mean, again, weird things go on. Here's what I would say.
I don't know, man.
I think it's a fool's errand to do the. Do you trust Trey versus Darnold?
We don't
the
have to do
coach
that.
chose Darnold.
All right, we don't
so
have to
here's
do
what
that.
I would say. Was that the right decision?
Well, we'll see.
We are going to find out.
We're going to find out.
And I think he will open himself up to criticism if Darnold lays a stinker.
Yeah, no doubt.
Look, the Bengals are good. You could lose with Brock to the Bengals.
Right.
You could easily lose with Darnold to the Bengals. But if Darnold doesn't look competent, now I think he opens himself up for, do you really know what you're doing in terms of evaluating the quarterback? Like that? Not Brock, he obviously knocked it out of the park. But, like, what's going on here?
So Purdy's in concussion protocol.
Part of why they kept Darnold was because they told me if they need to win a game or two, they trust Darnold
over
more
Trey.
than Trey.
Right.
So that's why we're here with Darnold.
And that's why we're here. And a lot of people will say, damn, really? Darnold? So we've watched this movie play out before. Is it possible Sam Darnold, Brock Purdy's Brock Purdy? I guess time will tell. Time will tell. Let's go to Mike in Northeast PA. Mike in Northeast PA, what's happening, man?
Hey, good morning, guys. And the reason why I listen to you is because I'm a Sammy D fan. I'm a Jets fan. Watch them in the Panthers. First of all, let's give positive energy to Brock Purdy's health, because at the end of the day, before they're athletes, they're people. So we want healthy. Here's what you're going to get from Sam Darnold if he starts on Sunday. Oh my God, what a great play! Oh my God, what an awful play! That's what you're going to get from Sam. You're going to get all of the above. He's going to hand off the ball, and it's going to be, okay, that looks smooth. He's going to do a play-action pass. It's like, what is he doing? Sam's ceiling is incredible. If you watch his highlight reel, you're like, oh, this guy's got way more skills than Brock Purdy. At the same time, you're going to watch his highlight reel and say, does this guy know what he's doing? So there's a mess. But here's what I want to pose to you guys and the fans. I'm looking at the Twitter cesspool. Who would you rather have, Trey Lance or Sam? I'm a Jets fan. I don't want Zach Wilson. But when Rodgers went down, go Zach, go, even though I don't think he can do it.
And we're saying that about, it's all about the guy who's wearing the jersey. I don't root for individuals. I root for the team. I root for the team, Mike. And thanks for the phone call. I root for the freaking team. All right? So Sam goes out there and lights it up. I'm happy that the Niners snapped the 2-game losing streak. I don't really care who. Like, I don't have a favorite. I told you, I've said this in all offseason. I don't care if it's Darnold, Trey Lance, Brendan Allen, Brock Purdy. I don't really care. All I want is a Super Bowl. But if you cannot be at least open-minded to the possibility that, boy, what if Darnold does play well? And Brock Purdy is still suffering from concussion symptoms. We thought Jimmy Garoppolo was a franchise quarterback. We thought Colin Kaepernick was a franchise quarterback. We thought Alex Smith was a franchise quarterback. We thought, hell, Jimmy G was a franchise quarterback. We thought Trey Lance was a franchise quarterback. I'm not going to sit here and say, you know what? Brock Purdy's our quarterback for the next 10 years. Because Shanahan doesn't even believe it.
Well, like,
Shanahan doesn't believe it. He's told you he doesn't believe it.
Bonte, I don't know.
He is a year-to-year coach with every position.
It feels like week to week. I mean, look, the Jimmy Garoppolo thing last year, just think about where you were last year. Trey goes down, and Jimmy was really good. Really good. Was there even a question that Jimmy got a raw deal and Brock got the job?
I feel like it, yeah. Absolutely.
You think it was a question?
No, it wasn't a question. They were done with Jimmy.
Yeah.
They were all done.
I think the fan base was
The fan
too.
base is done with Jimmy.
I think the fan base
been
was
done
too.
with Jimmy since 2020.
And Jimmy played really good football, right? You have to give him credit. I think Brock earned the job and outplayed Jimmy.
Right.
But there is an argument for Jimmy was playing his best football.
He was.
Right? So what I'm saying, the game is very cruel. And Brock played unbelievable. He showed a little bit of some weakness the last couple of weeks. I don't think it'd be fair to just go all in with Sam Darnold,
No,
even
I'm
if he had
you.
one good week this week. But, dude, their history suggests that they will do whatever they think gives them the best chance to win. And quite honestly, it's brought us great memories. We've won huge games in the playoffs with a variety of quarterbacks and a variety of styles. And in Kyle, I trust. So that's kind of where I'm at this morning. If Kyle thinks that Sam Darnold can give them their best chance to win this week, I'm all in on that. Let's see it. And then we'll just take it from there.